Hello, everyone. It is me, Jason is a cup. Welcome back to another episode of What Movies Do You Like? I'm here with Mac a Doodle 24. Say hi, Mac a Doodle
Hi.
24. Hello there.
Hello.
It's the one and only Mac a Doodle 24.
Don't keep repeating it.
I
A
like being
girl I
redundant.
played
What can I
softball
say?
came up with it when we were like 10. It's-
I just want to say before we start this, my voice might sound a little bit different because I got a bit of a sore throat. Everybody in my house has a cold, so
I hope you feel better about that. Check.
yeah, I should be fine. I hardly get like sick to the point where it's like I can't
That's
even
good.
fucking function. But regardless, welcome back to another episode of What Movies Do You Like? We got a couple of titles to talk about, but beforehand, we could talk about a big event that just happened: the Oscars. The Oscars 2025 happened by
You
the time
know?
we recorded this, like a week or two ago.
Yeah, for a split second you said big event that just happened, and I was like, oh yeah, we watched we watched Brokeback Mountain around Valentine's Day.
Oh yeah, we did do that as
But
well.
that's not the big event. That's
That is a
For us
big
it was a
event. We
big
did,
event. It was awesome.
yeah, we watched Brokeback Mountain. Mac, Robbie, and Jeremy, we watched it together, and it was fucking awesome. It was an awesome movie.
Yeah. You guys don't know
Uh,
Jeremy, but you will probably.
what?
I don't know. He's cool. We'll probably have him on if he wants to. He'll make us watch
Oh,
a dinosaur movie or
yeah,
something.
it's gonna be like I don't know, Jurassic
Probably
Park.
dinosaurs. Dinosaur by Disney.
Maybe We're Back, a Dinosaur Story, or A Land Before Time.
Not We're Back. Come on. I've
don't
heard that movie's
don't
actually crazy.
don't doubt it. Don't doubt it. But yeah, that was the first big event we just recently had. We watched Brokeback Mountain together. I mean, we've been talking about watching it together for like years at this point.
Yeah.
And the second one is the Oscars. We watched the Oscars again in a Discord call. We did it last year and we did it this year. And Jesus, I should also note that my younger brother is also really sick. Like he has a horrible cough. So if you hear that in the background, my apologies. Can't really do
Yeah,
that.
if I can't like edit it out fully.
Yeah, and keep in mind he's sleeping right now. So yeah, yeah. So, but yeah, he just let out a big cough. That's why I said Jesus. Imagine this doesn't pick up at all, and I just look like a schizophrenic.
I couldn't hear it, but it might show up in your actual recorded audio.
Yeah, Discord be like that. So, Mac, what do you
Yeah.
thought about the Oscars this year?
I think
Do you think?
screw Adrian Brody. That's what I think.
Oh yeah, that's like, well, the biggest problem with this award season, like the Oscars this year, is that it went on for so fucking long. Like they managed to waste even more time than last year, and last year had Jimmy Kimmel.
Oh brother, this guy stinks. At least we had like a good comedian this time.
Yeah, we did. But
I like
yeah,
Conan.
it
He's
went on
good.
for so long, and then Adrian Brody decided I'm gonna make the longest fucking speech ever in the Oscars history, and I'm gonna make it like like just it was just like about so much shit. Like there was too much going on there.
He had the audacity to be like, "God, don't play me out, music. Don't play me out, band. I've done this before." And it's like, yeah, you've won an Oscar before, so why do you feel the need to do this?
If
You arrogant little rat.
if the Academy was bass, they just would have played the music louder, just like drown
Yeah.
them out. I mean, they cut off the mic for best sound and best visual effects, so you might as well be fair and like cut out fucking Adrian Brody's
Yeah,
mic.
treat people equally, maybe. Just a thought. But also, I found out today via Twitter.
Oh boy, good
Maybe it
stuff.
was Instagram. I think it was Instagram. Yeah. That Adrian Brody, a few years ago, he signed 2009. He signed a petition
for
to
Roman
free.
Polanski. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Interesting.
a lot
So
of
he just
like
always sucks. Okay.
big directors and big like actors. They a lot of them sign them. You'd be surprised how many of
That
those
he's
signed.
married to a Weinstein, but like I already knew that.
uh,
Shocker.
what? No way.
This
Um,
guy's evil, bro.
Brody's performance in The Brutalist was pretty great, and like him winning the award, I'm not as upset about. But like that speech, that was just way too fucking long.
He just looks like he would do that.
He just looks like that.
Like,
But
he looks like he'd be like in an office sitting and he'd do some drawn out speech thing. And he's like the CEO's son or something. I don't know.
all right.
Bad vibes from him.
Speaking of The Brutalist, I turned out to be pretty wrong. I thought The Brutalist was taking home all the big boy awards this year, but this time
You did
it
think
was Anora. Anora ended up taking home the big boy awards: Best Director, Best Original Screenplay, Best Picture, Best Actress in a Leading Role, and Best Editing. And honestly, pretty good picks overall. I really liked Anora. The discourse about it has been fucking like awful, so I've like stayed away from that. But in terms of what I thought about the film, I thought it was pretty great. It's probably my third favorite out of the nominees. And all of the wins, I'm not upset about. Like, particularly film editing. I love the way the film is edited. I was so confident though that Conclave was gonna get best film editing that like Anora winning instead like actually shocked me. I was like, what?
Yeah, you were
Huh?
like, what?
Like I was shocked. Because like after I was done watching Conclave, I was like, okay, that is a movie the Academy would be a slut over the editing. Like I was just so fucking confident that like that was going to be the one to get best film editing, but no. Turns
Well,
out
They're not
what?
the best at picking editing.
That is true. That is true. I found it pretty fun, interesting how like this is the first film to win both the biggest awards at like the Academy Award, the Academy Awards and Cannes Film Festival since Parasite, which
Oh,
is
wow.
interesting. Yeah, because which is really
They're
interesting
both?
because yeah, they're both based. Um,
Oh, sounds good. Say, but yeah. Continue.
But yeah, it's weird because like both the Cannes Film Festival and the Academy Awards, they have very different film taste. Like it's very staggering. But yeah. Um but not I don't really have anything like that creative to say about the Anora thing. I was surprised that Mikey Madison won because the Academy usually hates young actors. But hey,
We hate young people.
she is like the closest to an actor being born in the 2000s to win an Oscar so far. So,
Yeah, she's like, what, 25?
yeah, like just barely a 90s kid. Like very
Yeah.
barely.
Good for her. Gen Z Oscar winning.
Yeah. I thought Demi Moore had it like easily, but I'm not upset by Mikey Madison winning. At least The Substance got something with Best Makeup and Hairstyling, even though it deserved a lot more nominations and awards, but that's just me. Honestly, this year the wins themselves weren't bad. Besides the stuff I expected, like Zoe Saldana winning for Amelia Perez. Like I saw that shit coming a mile away because she was like sweeping
She
the
deserved it,
awards.
though.
She is a great actress, and she was the
She's a
best
good
part.
actress.
She was the best part in Amelia Perez. It wasn't a great performance, but it was easily the
Yeah.
most like tolerable
the-
thing about it.
Yeah, all the clips I've seen from that movie, she was like eating it, bro. She's eating it
Like
up.
she saw
just like,
something in
"Hmm."
the script. Like she saw a certain sauce. Like she was like, I'm doing all I fucking can for this movie.
It's like there's gotta be some sort of substance to this movie, and it's I have to bring it.
I gotta do this. Only me.
Oh, it's not. It's not gonna be Selena Gomez. Come on.
I was scared that Selena Gomez was gonna get a nomination. Not gonna lie,
I like her vibe, but
she was not
it's
gonna
not
in the
like
movie.
Oscar level. I'm not gonna watch that movie. haven't
What?
watched-
No way.
I told you. By the time we record this, I will have watched at least The Substance, and guess what I haven't done?
What a fucking liar! I'm gonna throw tomatoes at you whenever I see you in person.
I'll eat them up. I love tomatoes.
Just the whole bites. um,
They're like a big chipmunk.
yeah, but like pretty much like besides that and best original song and a couple of other oddball wins, pretty much most of the wins are either like yeah that makes sense or I actually really like that pick. Um,
Yeah.
like I didn't really care for Wicked that much, but it winning like best costume and production design, I'm fine with. You know, it did good in both those those aspects. My only real problem with it, like Wicked, is just like one, the color grading is awful in that movie, and two, I just don't care for the story. But hey,
Yeah. So
um,
plan on by the time that this is like uploaded to
uploaded.
YouTube, I will watch The Substance, and I will watch. It didn't get any Oscar nominations, but I will watch Challengers, and I will watch Anora.
Damn, that's a huge set.
I
Like
will
that is
at
a
least
huge.
watch two of those.
Maybe one. Depends how I'm feeling. Um, hey,
Oh,
hell
well,
yeah,
I'll
all
have
those
to watch
movies are
two other
awesome.
movies. I didn't think about that.
All those movies are awesome,
I'll
honestly.
I'll watch them at some point.
I one last thing I will say is that I really wish Nickel Boys got more attention this year because that film,
Yeah.
besides The Substance, was my personal favorite out of the Best Picture nominees. I'm particularly peeved it did not get a Best Cinematography nomination because like that is a film that's legit about the cinematography. Like you can argue anything about the plot, characters, what to change for that, like actors, whatever, but you cannot change the cinematography. That is like baked into the movie. And I'm so peeved it did not get a Best Cinematography nomination. Like, Amelia Perez's cinematography was one of the okay aspects about that film, but if I got to choose Nickel Boys over it, I would not even like think twice about it. It also should have got
Yeah.
like a nomination for best film editing. It was a really well edited film. It just deserved
Okay,
more.
I have to check that one out too.
Yeah, Nickel Boys is
I will
awesome.
watch. I will watch movies this year.
You're gonna watch every movie ever to ever exist.
I will watch every
Also,
movie.
Also, based for the Academy for picking Northernland for Best Documentary Feature, I was so scared they were not going to pick it, but for once the Academy was
You were
based,
on
so
the edge of your seat.
yeah, I was so scared because like that was one of the only nominations I actually like was caring more about than Best Picture because I was like, oh god, what if they give it to like the Ukraine documentary like for the third time? Well, not the third time. The first one was not about Ukraine, but like I was truly expecting that film to win as like my cynical pick, but thank God it was Netherland. That film truly deserved it. Um,
Yeah.
but besides that, I don't really have a lot to say. Go ahead.
You would have had another crash out like you did for the War is Over short film, but like,
Dude, that film
not
is
as
so
bad.
shit. The Academy actually cleaned it up by picking like the best animated short film this year with like In the Shadow of the Cray Press or however you pronounce it. That film was honestly awesome. I'm really glad that won. I love the speech those two gave because they were just like, we do not know how to speak English. We did not think we're gonna win. We just it was really cute. But yeah, I don't really have much else to say about the Oscars that no one else has already said. Oh, I guess
um,
also I'm shocked that Amelia Perez did not win Best International Feature, and I'm still here one instead. But hey, I'm still here. It's pretty awesome, so I'm glad that won instead. Okay, that's enough.
big
I promise.
win. Yeah, I
Brazil.
gotta say for the Oscars, good job Conan for not making it a painful watch like last
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
They
There
even
were
did like a
some bits
musical
that were
number.
annoying. Yeah,
I thought that was fun.
Kimmel made me want to shoot myself, but Connell, um, Connell, yeah, he
Conan?
made Conan, yeah, he made it at least. Dude, I cannot hear you. I'm gonna be honest. Like, yeah, I have you
So,
on your volume.
I said Mitch McConnell.
Mitch McCall. Oh, I thought he pronounced it wrong again. I'm not gonna lie. But he at least had some fun bits. Unlike Jimmy Kimmel, who had no good jokes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he even did like a nice thing about like the wildfires,
Yeah, he made the
LA
firefighter
wildfires.
speech.
And we
Speak,
were
not
both
speech.
like, if this was Kimmel, he would have made some like joke about it.
Yeah, he would have just like said like,
Like he had the firefighters come out there and tell jokes, and that was
he would
awesome. But
he
like
would
if
have
it was
just like
Kimmel, he would have made some
Kimmel
like
would have just
offhanded
like
thing.
Kimmel would have just been like, huh, LA's burning to the ground. Thanks, Donald Trump.
The egg prices are still higher.
I feel like he would say that too. Like we're saying that ironically, but I could fully see him saying that as like as an attempt to make a joke. Um, should we get
In
into
the
the
week
actual
that we're
movie?
recording, yeah, we probably should. In the week that we're recording this, they're like 15 cents lower than they were a few months ago, so it's working.
Woo!
So
Let's go. We're making it rich.
Like what? It's down 16 cents. That's such an improvement. Thank you.
Dude, we're making it. We're making it.
We're making it.
I'm about to buy 15 eggs this week.
Yeah, buddy, that's gonna be like $8.
$30.
It's gonna be $30. Just buy a chicken.
All right. Well, let's get into the actual movies. We got a small movie and a big movie to talk about. First, we're going to talk about
Small
these.
movie, big movie.
Yeah. We're going to first talk about the small movie because that's how it is alphabetically. My pick, which is Medusa Deluxe, depending on because the film was released in 2022, but it got a wide release in 2023. So depending on like when you count a movie's release date as what, it could be either 2022 or 2023. You gotta love film I can't talk. This release date. Yeah, there we go. I was trying so hard to speak, but it feels like every time I record this, my brain just forgets how to speak half the time.
That's how it goes.
Yeah, improv. But it was directed by Thomas Hardyman, and a very new and like young filmmaker. This is so far his biggest film, and it's basically about these group of hairdressers and who are in a like hairdressing yeah, and their models, and they're in a hairdressing competition. But the problem is, one of the hairdressers was murdered, and nobody knows who the fuck did it. And we basically just kind of follow like everyone's like night of like trying to figure it out. We follow a lot of characters. I can't even like pinpoint like you know who we're entirely focusing on because it shifts focus a lot. It goes from this character's movie to this character's movie to ending up to that character's movie. It's a lot. And I have a lot to say about this movie in particular because I was kind of excited to watch this movie, honestly, because I like the concept. I really love the trailer. I love that song they play. I've been trying to find that song, but it's just like nowhere. It's like obscure, and it just looked really charming.
The trailer?
Yeah, the one from the trailer.
Let me go find the trailer and I'll see.
Mac's gonna be like talking while listening to a trailer at the same time. Let's go.
Let's just listen to music, really.
Oh.
I got tons of ads for it before it came out, and I was like, this looks awesome. And then it came out, and then I just never heard anything about it again, and I didn't watch it.
Well, it's
But
because it got a
I
very
really
limited
enjoyed
release
it.
date.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's British. It's British.
Ew! But
Scary.
I found this film kind of conflicting with my thoughts because there is a lot to like about it, purely on an objective and subjective level. But there's also a lot I really didn't like about it,
Oh,
leading
really?
me to there's a lot I did not care for in this movie, leading to a like discussion where I'm going to be juggling, where it's like I like this, I don't like that. That could have been better. That I don't really care for that. I really wish they did more of that. Yada yada yada. It's gonna be a mess. So why not we start off with the positives, at least for the spoiler-free discussion. I think the obvious one to compliment is Robbie Ryan's cinematography work, and yeah, because this is the like basically like your Birdman and your 1917 type of films where it's like I like meant to look like a one-take film when it's like not actually, because it's really interesting how like Birdman's like Best Picture, like how it got like all these awards that kind of like caused people to be like, okay, we're gonna just do one take movies now, but make it not actually one take.
This one I think did it really like well. And
Uh,
okay, the camera angles were so like tight.
yeah,
And the
Robbie Ryan did
I'm
a
sorry.
really good job at the atmosphere for this
Did a
movie.
really good job at the atmosphere. The camera angles were so tight, and the rooms, like the whole place, is like so dingy. It's like yellow green lighting that like
Yeah.
you're kind of like tense the whole time you're watching it.
Yeah, yeah. And there's some really fun ways like certain shots are presented. Like I'm thinking about this one shot that kind of goes from like to focus on like one character. I think it's like Renee on the phone, and then it like pans up to like a very wide angle shot showing like all like the ambulance ambulance and the police cars to like the building, and then it goes from like to the window to like that one guy. I forget the guy's name. That
um,
security guard.
oh, his name is like kind of silly. Hold on.
Yeah, he
Gak.
has a very yak. And it goes from him like just staring out the window and then back to the building. Like you can clearly tell
Yeah,
that used like some VFX work to get that shot right, but like it looks pretty neat. It's a really neat
yeah,
like it's a really neat looking movie, and there's a lot of really fun ways Hardyman experiments with like what to do with like the one take gimmick of like lighting choices and how like ways to present a scene, because it can be really hard to like try to be creative with presenting when you're like doing a one take. So like you have to already consider like a lot of other things while trying to be creative.
yeah. And there are some time skips, but like it handles them well, keeping the whole one take thing going. There's
Yeah,
this
there's
one,
some really interesting transitions that
yeah,
this
there's
film
this one
does.
transition towards like the very end of the movie. It's not a spoiler. Um, the camera goes into this like big green like bulb light. Not bulb, like a I don't know,
Yeah.
globe light. It's got like a green globe on the light, you know. It like fades into that, and then it comes back out of this other green, like this like other thing where a green light is being reflected on it, and it's like perfect.
Yeah,
Can't
it's a
explain it
really
very well, but
interesting way to like present the scene overall. I really it was really neat. And I
yeah,
also got a really, while we're on the technical aspects, I really, really got to compliment the very incredible makeup and hairstyling work. I have the names
yeah.
here.
How is
Chloe,
this not being nominated for Oscars in
I
2023?
yeah, I don't know why I didn't get a best cinematography nomination, because if we wanted to count it as like a 2022 film, the nominations weren't really that like crazy. Like the film that ended up winning was All Quiet on the Western Front, and you don't really hear a lot of people talking about that movie. Like it was huge when it came out, but you don't hear a lot of people talking about it.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's definitely not as revolutionary as the original All Quiet on the Western Front, which came out in the 30s and had like actual like German soldiers in it.
it was between, and it was filmed between like World War I and World War II, which is like
Yeah.
fucking crazy.
Yeah, you can't really get the whole shell shocked soldier vibe without having them really there, you know.
Yeah, I have the names of the people who worked on the makeup and hairstyling work. It's Chloe D. Axon, Scarlett O'Connell, and Eugene Soliman, I
O'Connell.
think. I probably butchered a lot of those names, so my apologies. But yeah, all three of them did a really, really good job with the makeup and hairstyling. I love
Yeah.
how like fun like the hair looked in this movie. Obviously, it had to be because it's a styling competition. Like you don't want like shitty looking hair for that, but like there's some like work in that where it's like, damn. I'm just imagining like because it's like meant to be like a one take like film. I'm just imagining, even though like there's like probably like editing going around to not make it like this. Just the makeup work, like speed running, like the hairstyling work as like before like this character has to enter the room again. also wonder for like one take movies, like do characters just like before their scene just like stand around, just like just chilling there, just like okay, so long have you been here for?
Well, probably. This wasn't actually one take, though, was it?
Yeah,
First cutscene,
yeah.
I think.
I think I'm just
But-
thinking of like Russian arc.
Russian Orc's insane.
That is a fucking crazy.
They
move.
probably do just stand there and wait around, because it's like if you do like a play or something on stage. When
Yeah.
you're not on stage, you're just waiting around backstage until it's your cue to come back. So I think it's really probably like
Yeah. More
Psycho.
movies should do the Russian arc idea and just like actually do one takes. I'm gonna see how that goes instead of like cheating it. I want to see how that goes. What about you, Mac? Is there something you particularly really liked about this film? If I could give you the spotlight because I've been kind of rambling.
Honestly, I really like the chemistry between the characters.
There
you know,
are
it's
some
like-
really great performances here.
Yeah, the performance was really good. Like it actually felt like I was like in the salon,
I was in a salon.
and they're back here like gossiping or something. Like
I will say this movie
Just a
is
crazy
really
situation.
funny.
it is really funny. But it's something that's probably better saved for the spoiler discussion that I'm thinking of right now. I just can't even watch it.
like despite all the stuff I have like issues with it, I will say this movie is really hilarious, and it also ends in a hilarious and beautiful way. I will say that again. That's a
Yeah.
spoiler thing, but like it is so based for the way it ends. I fucking love it.
And like, I don't know, yeah, really good performances. I really like the chemistry between the characters because it's like a tough thing to do to like keep it lighthearted, but you know, they're still all stuck here in this place together, and they're kind of frustrated and kind of coming at each other's throats.
Yeah.
But they're still friends and stuff. They're still co-workers and stuff. So like they,
No.
it's not all just like tension, you know.
I particularly love Claire Parkin's performance, who was like that very
Cleve?
like Cleve. Yeah, she was hilarious. I fucking loved like every minute she was on screen. I wish we had more of her, even though she's like kind of doing her own thing for most of the movie.
Yeah, I thought that she was gonna be more of a focal point.
I think it's
But
because like the movie
mostly-
starts with her, so like you kind of like immediately think like, oh, that's gonna be the main character, and it's like, oh,
And everybody's like, yeah, you probably did it. You're a crazy person.
you're fucking psychotic. I mean, that story she told at the beginning was like, okay, like, damn.
But also, maybe don't call someone crazy and psychotic if they're working on your hair and they have access to scissors.
They can easily kill you.
I think about that when I'm getting a haircut. I'm like, what if they miss and like cut my neck and I die?
What if I give them like $5
But this
less
summer
in like the
numbers.
payment and they just like slit my throat?
Yeah, what if they just killed me?
What if they just got bored and just like fucking stabbed me like 50 times? Movie discussion. But
I love movies. Like
yeah,
the most screen time we got was from Kendra and Divine,
oh yeah.
and I really like the listens with them.
It's because one of them's a Christian.
What? I just thought they were a fun dynamic.
No, I'm kidding.
Cause like they kind of don't like each other, but they're kind of like, I don't know. It's hard to tell if they were like actually friends or not. I don't know.
They were roommates.
Cause like they'd be like chilling, and then Kendra's like, "You're a crazy person." It's like what?
Fucking crazy, man. There's a lot of charm Hardy Man has with like his directing and writing here. I mean, hell, with them being like a very new filmmaker, the fact he like decided, fuck it, I'm doing a one take type movie. That's very
One
fucking
take
ambitious.
mystery thriller.
Yeah, that is like very fucking ambitious for like a young filmmaker. That's like, goddamn. How did he even get it like made I imagine like before he landed on like some studios, they were just like, what the fuck? Who the fuck are you? A one take murder mystery at a hair salon? What the? Are you smoking crack?
Not even a hair salon. It's like some kind of
More like a
performance
warehouse.
I will
But
say that the layout of the building kind of confused me a little.
yeah, they don't really do a
Because,
whole lot to like make that apparent. But like, from what I could
like,
tell,
were
is
the locker rooms connected? It was like the
Mhm.
locker rooms were connected by like a little passageway, but then they also had their own separate entrances. So it's
Yeah,
like, okay, that's a little weird. Why are the men's and the women's locker rooms connected?
yeah. The building is so big that like it could be really hard to like get a layout. It's like the Shining Hotel.
Yeah, when Gek came in and asked for wipes, I was like, where did he come from? That's like the back of the locker room. Why is there like a little hallway there? I don't know. It's really weird. It's like, is this how
Yeah,
they do it over there in the UK?
yeah. British people, let us know. Actually, don't comment that. I
They
don't
have a
really
little
care.
secret passageway in between their bathrooms in case you just want to go pop over there. Hi,
Um,
woman.
hi, woman. Nice to meet you. Well, that's enough positivity. It's time for me to get negative. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So while I was watching this whole film, as more and more kept going with it, there was one big problem that was like really grabbing me by the throat. That was like, man, I really want to like
Okay.
this. Yeah, it's just like pinning me
Sorry.
down. What? Huh? Who said that?
What?
But
I don't know.
who said that, dude? That was fucking crazy. But there's like one thing that was like really causing me to be like, I don't think I'm connecting a lot with this movie. And the fact is, so this movie is ambitious. The whole one take gimmick, the like the murder mystery, like there's so many characters we follow. There's a lot going on in it. But I found personally for me, there wasn't a lot of substance to the film. Like it kind of felt like what you see is what you get kind of movie, despite how ambitious it is. And
Yeah, I get that.
I felt like a lot of the dramatic elements of the film were very, very underwritten as a result because we were following so many characters and like the film is fairly short. It's like only like an hour and like 40 minutes. Like that's not
Yeah, it's like an hour 41. Yeah, 41.
yeah, like that is like a decent amount of time, but like for how big well not big, how many characters we're following, like there's certain moments in this film where like you're clearly meant to get emotionally invested in a scene, but like I can't help but be like I don't really know you two that well. I can't really relate to your struggles or like what's going on. I'd say like the only one I like
Yeah.
emotionally understood was like the husband of like the one who was murdered. So like
Angel, I think it was.
yeah, him. He was the only one I
I really
emotionally
like this
understood.
character.
Yeah, he was really funny, but he was the only one
I will
I
say,
emotionally understood. Go ahead.
there's like a scene with him towards the end where it like transitions to like a year later, and it really threw me off. I was like, wait a minute, why is he in such a good mood now? And then I was like, oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. If it wasn't for like one particular context clue, I would have not gone that it was like a year later. But I
was like,
can't.
why is he so happy?
Yeah, let's fucking go.
Yeah, my husband's dead. I was like, okay, so he's the killer,
He
right?
didn't care. He didn't give a shit. He was like, I'm bored.
Yeah, he just had this emotional scene, and he's like, alright, it's time to dance a little bit. And I was like, okay, he killed his husband.
Yeah, he was the murderer. Um, but and I felt like the film like structurally kind of like threw me off because I'm gonna be honest, there were so many scenes of characters walking. Like you just saw so many walking scenes of like people walking to a destination, which would be fine if it was like I mean, I kind of get it because it's trying to go for like the film Elephant, what it did for like the long tracking shots, where it's like you're meant to get into the atmosphere of like the building itself, which I do like the atmosphere. But after like the eighth walking scene, I'm like, okay, I get it. I fucking get it. Can we like move on from
Honestly,
like
those
what
gave me like time to process what
what the
like
fuck
the
is going on?
interactions between the characters. You know, it's like I
There
get it
is
more
some pretty
clearly,
chaotic
but it's
moments.
also really tense.
I also I like after watching somebody get like sprayed with hairspray, you need a minute to just like watch
That was the
someone
scene
walk
I
by.
thought was really funny earlier.
Yeah, it's hilarious. It's not really that much of a spoiler besides like what the initial aspect of it. You can just say like, oh yes,
She's macing me.
it's hairspray, you crazy bitch.
She's like, ah. I don't know the way she's like.
It's fucking
I was about to say she's like
hilarious.
dramatic about it, but no, that would really hurt.
That would fucking
But
sting.
it's
That
just
would
so
fucking
funny
hurt.
that it happened. Cause like you attacked her. What do you? You can't really be that mad about this.
But yeah. But like, yeah, that's like just my biggest problem with this film. I just felt like for a lot of what it's going for, I couldn't really connect to it on an emotional level. And I get it. Some movies are not like entirely meant to like really grab you on an emotional level. But like I don't know. I kind of feel like, a movie about a murder mystery has to be somewhat emotional because like someone died. So the
I
fact
think
I
that
don't
it did have those moments, but they were. I don't know. It wasn't just like pure sadness. You know?
Yeah, I get that. Oh, before I
think
move on,
that. Oh, sorry.
oh, what were you gonna say? No, go ahead. It was.
I was just gonna say that a lot of these things I actually think mm, like kept my interest with the movie,
Interesting.
but I don't know. I just because I'm a woman and I like thrillers
You
and
men want to get
mysteries.
it.
Yeah, this is for the girls.
This one's for the girl. One thing
No.
I like, an unrelated thing. I love the opening, like with the hairspray battle, the hair battle.
Yeah.
That was just one thing I forgot to mention. And here's one thing that you might disagree on me with, Mac. One other flaw I have with it is I kind of found the score really obnoxious.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's just because I do. I think it's like a situation like hey, I'm gonna mention like another movie from the 2025 Oscars again, Conclave, where the initial scores, like the scores in themselves, I do like. I love like how Medusa Deluxe, the scores themselves are very like stressful. Like they really convey stress in an interesting way.
Yeah, I really liked it.
But
I liked being stressed out for this movie.
I love being stressed out.
It had me invested. I was locked in.
Yeah, I do get that. But for me personally, I think it's because since I was already not really connecting with anything emotionally, the score kind of felt like it was kind of trying to compromise with that. Like it's going to be like, okay, panic. You need to panic right now. The score's telling you to panic, okay? Like, I don't know. There's just. But and it's strange and it's interesting too because I actually do like the sound design for this movie. I do like how there's particularly one moment in the where like I think it was like Renee walking into an elevator and like the sound design was like really loud, but as soon as he like hits the button, it goes like back to like really quiet and like like what it would sound like if you were in that elevator, like if you were Renee. And there's a
Yeah,
lot of
I
really
really liked it.
fun sound design with that. And but
The scene that takes place in the future with him, I really like the musical choice there with like the choir.
yeah, the choir is I will say is an exception. I love that music, and it made sense too because because of what was it
Divine?
Divine? Yeah, Divine. I had to.
I like the
There's
British
so
people
many
say it like divine.
Divine. Um, but yeah, that was the one musical moment I did really like. Besides one other thing that we'll get into the spoiler section. But
But yeah, I really like the sound editing for like when that started.
yeah,
He's like
yeah,
by himself, but the music is pretty loud.
Yeah, I like the choir and like the final piece of music we hear. Besides that, I kind of found the score just like really like not clicking with me. Like for what it was trying to do, I just didn't really connect with it personally.
Mm, that's fair. I really like the set design. I guess
The set design is
like
great.
the mess in the room that they're doing the hairstyle, like rooms that they're doing the hairstyles in, is like really realistic. There's like stuff everywhere, and then I don't know, just like the vibe of it. There's a lot of pink and there's a lot of like greenish lighting,
Yeah, the color
like
grading is
blues and
very
green.
interesting in this movie.
Yeah, I really like that.
I imagine color grading was like the main thing like the editor had to do like worry about for this movie because like I want to see like
Very
the
yellow, very green,
and then like
very
at the
pink.
outside scene very fucking blue.
Yeah.
Like I want to see
Half
like
of the
what it
voice
looked like
lines.
beforehand. Just like the footage beforehand, what it looked like without the color grading, just to see the difference. I think
Probably
that
like
would have been fun.
miserable because it's shot in the UK.
Oh yeah, that is true. That is true. The sunniest day in England.
It's at night, isn't it?
Uh,
Part of it,
no,
at least.
no, you're right. It is at night. Anything you'd like to particularly talk about, spoiler-free wise, Mech?
Spoiler free. Let's see what I touch on. What I already touched on.
Who have I touched?
Who have I touched? You're next, buddy. What?
Excuse you?
Sorry, that's unprofessional.
I need you to leave right now. If that's okay.
Okay, I'm not gonna edit the audio for this one.
No!
I really liked, that we haven't talked about already. Shoot. I don't know. I really like the whole concept. Really,
It's a fun
the
concept.
it's a fun concept of like, okay, hairdresser gets scalped, and now anyone who could like be a main suspect is stuck here.
Dude, just that like first sentence alone. Hairdresser gets scalped. Out of all the ways you can kill somebody, like a hairdresser in particular, like the most
In the whole
ironic
movie,
way.
everybody's like, who would have done that? That's a messed up thing to do. Like, that's a real freak.
Son of a bitch.
I like how I think I've already said this. I like how the characters interact. Like they'll all just like gang
Yeah.
up on somebody on like the slightest notion that they could be it. And
It's like that's real.
a
That
couple
is
minutes
really
later,
fucking.
and they're all chilling again. It's like,
That is just basically high school.
it's basically hairdressers. It's basically just I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. Do you want to
Yeah,
get
I
into?
really like
Go ahead.
that it's there's not. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. But you didn't like something that I really liked. That there isn't really a lot happening. There's not really a lot of plot. It's just characters kind of going about their business. I really like that.
Grr, differing
I think
opinions.
that sometimes there
Grr.
doesn't need to be a strict plot. I guess.
I do get that. There are a lot of like slice of life films I do like.
Yeah, maybe it's because I watch a lot of YouTube where it's just like
People
friends
chilling.
hanging out playing games.
Yeah, I get
So
that.
I watch a lot of podcasts. So I think that that's just what I like to vibe with them.
Understandable. Do you want to get into spoilers or?
Yeah, we'll get into spoilers. Well, we're 44 minutes into this.
Yeah, this is gonna be a long episode. Whatever though. Hey, you people. Hi there. Say hi back.
Hi.
Say hi back.
Please say it back.
Okay, you fucking assholes. We're gonna be spoiling Medusa Deluxe right now, and because this is a very not only a really new movie, but a very like small movie. There's a good chance you probably haven't seen this one in particular. So to avoid spoilers, get to this timeline right now. Besides that, let us get to the spoilers. Three,
Okay,
two,
now that
one.
oh,
Yeah, you
now
were
that we're in the
fucking ready. Holy
spoilers,
shit.
well, I made a note on my phone,
Yeah.
so I
All
didn't
right.
forget it. I don't. This isn't really a spoiler, but I think it's better if we save it for the spoilers
Okay.
because like some people don't watch the credits. But I was like, something's fishy here. There's like 9 minutes left. I need to watch the credits. Um, this is the best credit sequence I've seen since Ice Age Continental Drift.
What?
Did
What
you
the fuck?
did you see like the dance scene
Yeah, that's what
in
I
the
was
credits?
referring to. That's what I was referring to when I said like there was another like piece of music I really liked. That fucking like dance scene at the end.
It was so awesome. I was like, this is just like Ice Age Continental Drift when they all danced to "We Are Family" on like a pure black background.
I'm back at Ice
And
Age
I thought
4,
that
baby.
was like I thought that was like the greatest thing ever, and this is like second best. This is like the best credit sequence I've seen since then, and that movie came out in like 15 years ago.
2012.
It was like 2009. I looked it up earlier. Hold on.
2009 was Ice Age Dawn of the Dinosaurs.
Oh, you're right. It's 2012. Why did you just
Yeah,
know
I'm always
that? I
right.
usually look it up.
I just know that because I know every movie's release date.
No, I can delete that note off my phone. I'm not really confused.
Yeah, the dance sequence is a really fun way to end
Yeah.
the movie.
And Claire Perkins, that plays Cleve, she was eating it up.
Yeah. She was having a blast.
Dude, it was awesome. I was like, wait a minute, why is Gak out here in this glittery shirt dancing? And then they all showed up, and I was like, okay.
You just like paused.
I did. It was awesome. I was watching it on the toilet actually, and I was like, wow. On the edge of my seat.
Alright, thank you for sharing that to the audience.
Where everybody goes.
I guess to get into the spoiler stuff, we can
Real
mention
spoilers.
the who was the murderer at the end and like why he did it.
Yeah, well, the murder was natural causes, but the scalper was Gak.
Yeah,
Security guard.
yeah, and they reveal it in a way where it's like, oh, damn.
You're like, okay, so he was high off his mind off of something he never had before.
Yeah, I
And he
will
was in
say.
love. It's kind of beautiful.
My favorite shot in the entire movie is that sequence at the end where it shows Gak like scalping that guy. Like the way the camera just circles around and like twists and turns. It reminded me of like a Gaspar Noé film, somewhat. I know you've never heard of that director, Mac, but I'm
I've
just
heard
saying what
you
it reminded
say
me of.
it, that's all.
Gaspar Noé. It's a very French guy. A very extreme French director. A very fucking extreme.
Gaspar.
Let's just say his movies are not for grandma to watch with you, or
Okay.
or just any family member. But anyhow, that's like the scene where he like actually scalps the guy, where it's like that was not only my favorite shot in the film, but it's like one of my favorite scenes in the film, just period, because I just love how like it's like really uncomfortable without like showing a whole lot, and I like when films are able to convey that.
Also, I was expecting this movie to be fully hairdressers in a murder mystery scenario, but it was like partially that, partially like a love, like a gay like love pentagon. And I was like, okay.
Damn, homosexuals in this movie based.
Well, I was like, okay, so the guy Muska, the guy who was killed, he's got a husband, and I was like, okay. No, wait, they first revealed that like Renee was sleeping with him, so then I was like, okay. But then like Muska had a husband, so I was like, wait, okay, like poly. I was like, he's cheating on the no. It's just like a weird little polyamorous thing. I don't know. I was like, what are
and it was real that he was getting gag pack shot, so it's like, all right.
He was getting gagged back.
That's. I knew you were gonna say something like that. I don't know why. I just saw it fucking coming.
You set it up for me. Why would I not?
I was just natural cause, dude.
Natural causes.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like Muska's death.
But like, honestly, I think it's just like with like my standard with murder mysteries, but like that reveal and like the whole murder mystery itself, I kind of found a bit underwhelming personally. I know you.
Yeah. I was gonna agree with you. What were you gonna say?
Oh, I was gonna say like, it's just like, you know, it kind of reminds me of like, in a way, like the film like Friday the 13th, where like there's a lot going on in that film where you forget like it's not really a good murder mystery because, well, it's not as bad as Friday the 13th because at least they introduce like the character before like revealing that they're the killer like 5 minutes in.
Who's Pamela? Sorry, spoiler alert if you haven't seen Friday the 13th and you didn't know. It's not season 4.
That she's like in pop culture everywhere. If you haven't seen it, that's your own fucking fault.
Yeah. Some people don't know about like.
It's why Drew Barrymore died in Scream.
Yeah.
Noob.
She did a really good job in that movie. Watch your tone.
I was just saying
She
more
had to
about the
watch
quiz,
her
not the
boyfriend's
performance.
guts come out.
Talking more about that, like that scene in particular, her getting that wrong in her performance, but going back to,
I won a free air fryer, Drew Barrymore's brand. I haven't opened it yet because I have an air fryer already. But whenever I move, that will be the one I'm using because it's prettier.
Awesome. Anyhow, back to Medusa Deluxe.
Medusa Deluxe.
The murder mystery aspect, I just found like there was just kind of too little going on for like too long, and like when it reveals like everything, it just kind of comes like a sledgehammer, like just fucking like, ow.
Yeah, I think the main thing about the reveal is that they set up the whole movie as like all the characters are suspecting this guy. So I was kind of disappointed, I guess, that it was actually him.
Yeah. Like, you think that's, like, just murder mystery screenwriting 101, where they're like, oh, it's this guy, and it turns out not to be that guy, but, like, no.
But
it didn't even do that.
Was that for this one.
I guess,
especially
but she
since right before that, in the scene from the future, she's talking about how she did actually hate Muska because he was a good hairdresser and all that. So I was like, okay, is she admitting to it? And then we get that, and I was like, okay, never mind.
Damn.
My bad.
Yeah, just reveal it in front of her husband.
Yeah, I was like, okay, she is crazy.
But yeah, there's just like the whole like reveal and like the reveal like later on with like Muska's like husband and like their relation to that one random guy. I just kind of felt like yeah.
They're like drug dealer buddies. Were they also lovers? I don't remember.
I don't fucking know.
It's like I think that they were only business partners. I was kind of invested. I was invested in like the love square that was happening.
Yeah. Also, if you are in the spoiler section, I have one important lesson to tell you guys. Be careful where you put your cigarettes, okay?
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, that fucking like
Patricio was there.
Yeah. Like that was the one way I was able to tell like this was like in the future, like at the end, like that lady's like hair. I was like, oh, it is in the future. Like why would she be here?
To piece it together, and then I saw her, and I was like, okay, yeah.
Yeah, like there's no fucking way unless you like that was like the quickest like treatment known to mankind.
They literally the ambulance go enjoy the choir. Well, I was like, okay, wait, so they're not doing the competition because a guy was murdered. So then I was like, okay, so this is not.
Is there like Isn't it like a meme that like the United Kingdom like healthcare they take fucking forever to like treat you well? Or like I remember I saw like a meme about that.
Yeah, well, anything where you have like free healthcare, of course, people are like, well, if it's free, I can go for anything. So that leads to like a longer wait times. But I imagine if you have an act like a big emergency, like third-degree burns, then you'd probably get in a lot quicker.
Let's go! I'm gonna burn my hand on a stove and move to Canada.
If you don't, then that kind of sucks.
It was also interesting how like this film had a lot more editing going on compared to like the average like one take like movie because there were some moments where you saw like text on like the right side of like the screen.
Oh, like text messages, yeah.
Yeah.
I liked how they did that, and it wasn't in some like. It was low profile, I guess.
Yeah.
It's not some big bulky text bubbles on the screen.
Yeah, like like how I did it like like when iPhone was like a new thing in movies.
iPhone, I love iPhone.
I love Steve Jobs. He was so fucking tall.
He was?
I think it's just because he's really skinny, so it's like an illusion.
Oh. No, I gotta look it up. He wore
Also,
those turtlenecks at the time, I don't know.
one thing I also will say is like for the most part, I found the one take to look really really good. Like the film was very precisely edited in a way where it's like okay, like besides like the hairbrush scene at the beginning where you can clearly tell like that was done doing some like VFX work and like a couple of other small exceptions. Like I think they cheated in a way where it mostly looked really really like okay, this actually looks like a one take. Like holy shit.
Yeah.
There is one exception, and that's like the scene where like fuck, we keep saying the security guard's name, and I keep fucking forgetting it.
Gak.
Gak and like
I just have the cast up.
Muhammad. I'm fucking
What?
struggling. I'm struggling, dude. I meant to say like the fucking guy.
Muska?
Yeah, Moscow. I meant to say that, but like I was fucking struggling with that, so I just like said like a random name. The scene where they're like making out on the stairs and like there's a way that scene transitions. I'm gonna be honest, that shit looked so fucking fake. Like I get it. This is like a new this is a new director, so you know like not everything is gonna like look like really neat and precise, but like that was the one exception where it's like even with the obvious VFX shots like beforehand, I was like okay that looks good, even though you can clearly tell that wasn't like entirely done like the just with the camera. But like that was the one time where it's like, okay, now you're just kind of stretching it with like.
Yeah.
Can you call this a 3-take movie?
Three-take movie. I filmed it all in 3 takes.
Because there's like the one take, and then there's like that fake ass scene transition, and there's the dance scene.
The dance scene was awesome. I was like, this is peak.
It was peak.
I think my favorite scene from it is the part where, you know, there's like a lot of characters are outside. It's after that, model gets burned.
Yeah.
And like Renee's like on the phone with Angel. And then it pans back to Gak in like a window. He's like in like a
I literally
big
just
windowed hallway
mentioned that
thing.
earlier ago.
What?
I mentioned that earlier ago.
Oh, I thought you were talking about a different one.
No.
Oh, is that the one you're talking about where it was like
It turned into a
VFX?
white shot, and yeah, because
Oh.
unless Robbie Ryan,
But the actual scene.
unless Robbie Ryan and his camera can just no clip through objects, I don't think like they can just phase through a window.
I don't know.
Robbie Ryan might be a superhuman. Give him an Oscar before he like fucking kills somebody. I just slammed my
Robbie Ryan
fucking.
does seem like a superhero name. It's got like
Sounds like a Lazy Town
alliteration
character.
and- What?
Sounds like a Lazy Town character.
Robbie Run.
That's what I mean. It's like Robbie Ron's like brother.
Yeah. But I really like the whole thing of like he's standing there looking really all like scared and sick feeling.
Yeah.
up
I
there.
love that. I
And then
love
you
how like
follow him
sweaty and
down.
gross like his body
He's so
movement
gross
was.
and sweaty.
Like he was so that scene where everybody was chasing him and he was like doing the most like extra shit just to avoid them. Like and that one model, like she was interrogating the fuck out of him. Like she wanted
Dude,
like answers. She was ready to get answers.
Etsy was
Yeah.
trying to. She's like
It's
ready
funny
to
because
go.
like on Letterboxd that like model is listed as like the main character, and I think it's just because she's on the poster.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Oh, wait,
yeah.
that's not the one. That's not the one that does that.
There's a
That's
lot of characters made.
Timba. Timba's on the poster.
Timba. Okay. Yeah,
Etsy's
you're
a
right.
different
You're right. I'm
girl.
stupid and gay and racist.
Sorry. Yeah. Yeah.
My bad. My bad. Stupid gay and racist. Like,
Yeah, sorry about it. I need new coast.
you need to get out
But
of here.
anyway, like you follow him down the stairs to the bathrooms. He goes into like the girls' one, and then that leads to the
Nasty.
whole confrontation. It's like, you're about to throw up. I'm not
Throw up on
looking
the
at the
floor,
sign. I'm
pussy.
trying to throw up, bro. Oh, sorry, women only. Well, women
Didn't
can
ask.
just not throw up on the floor. If you stop me right
You
now.
throw up in your mouth.
Throw up in your mouth.
If I get thrown up in a toilet, your mouth will do.
And then that leads to the whole him being confronted thing. I don't know, this is like a really good. I really liked it. I
Man.
like when Etsy like throws him on the like kitchen table thing.
Yeah, that scene was
she
great.
also
There's so many
pushes him
charming
off of it.
aspects about this movie. I just wish I connected with the story and characters more, because like I really did not connect with. Well, the characters I found to be fun, but
You
like
need to
not like.
transition or something and watch it again. I don't know.
It's like you and fucking Howl's Moving Castle. You tell me I have to get like bitches on my dick and then I'll understand the movie.
I didn't say it like that, but
I know, but yeah, it's
you need
literally
like
like
one that you love.
like you're like just like you need to like just fucking like alter your life in order to understand this movie.
What, you don't want to like to fall in love or something?
No, I'm kidding.
Sorry.
I'm gonna like
never,
just.
You're never gonna enjoy House Moving Castle. I'm sorry.
I enjoy that movie enough to recommend it to anybody. It's just not like a 10 out of 10 masterpiece to me.
Maybe Kiki's Delivery Service just for you.
I do be meaning to watch that.
It's really good. I really like it.
Yeah, we're just talking about random shit at this point. Do you have anything you'd like to say about Medusa Deluxe, spoiler-wise?
That's probably all. We've talked a lot about it.
Yeah, alright. I don't really have much else to say. So let me get into the final thoughts. Hey, everyone. You made it this far, didn't you? We're finally done talking about the spoilers for Medusa Deluxe. And overall, this movie is like in a very conflicting aspect for me. Because like, the technical aspects are really fucking good. Really, really fucking good. I think if I were like the Oscars, I would at least give this a nomination for cinematography and best makeup and hairstyling. Not sure if I would give it the win, but at least a nomination. And there's a lot of really fun and charming aspects. And I can't say this movie left me like upset, but like a lot of it I just did not click with. I wasn't really caring for. I found myself getting kind of bored at certain points because I was just really not clicking with it at all. So like overall, it's just like in a flip flop scenario where it's just like I don't really know if I fully like it or fully dislike it. It's just kind of like nearly in the middle for me. What about you, Mac?
I really enjoyed it. I think that it was just my type of thing, because
Understandable.
I do enjoy. I think, because like I really liked The Strangers, and that's a really
Right.
slow, atmospherical movie. So I think that I just like those kind of things.
Understandable. My rating is going to be a very generous 6 out of 10. I was thinking maybe a 5, but I was like, no. There's enough I like about the movie to at least say I liked it. But it's like a very generous 6.
I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10.
Grr, different opinions. Ew, ew.
Our friendship is over.
Honestly, we need this because like the last 2 episodes, we like basically had like the same like rating scoreboard for like all the movies we talked about.
I thought you meant we needed.
No, not the
we
friendship
need this as,
thing.
like, the friendship part. I was like,
No. No, but like not that, but like just we needed a movie that made us have different opinions because we have had like the same thoughts on like all the movies we talked
Yeah,
about for
people are
like the
gonna
last
stop
few
watching.
episodes. All right, well we got the first movie out the way. Now let's get the second one. No Country for Old Men. I'm pretty sure all of you who are watching this already know the plot to it, but I don't want to be rude. So hey, Mac, why don't you explain this movie because it's your pick?
No Country for Old Men. You follow our main character, Llewellyn Moss, as he is on the run from Anton Chigurh, because he took something that Anton Chigurh really needs back, because he's basically like the guardian of this briefcase. He's pretty much just like he's pretty much like a little bounty hunter.
He's a little guy.
He's just a little dog for these guys. He just loves to kill. He don't care who it is. So basically, the whole movie is. Yeah, this is kind of another thriller, I guess, right? Yeah, it's a thriller but Western edition. Just Llewellyn on the run from Anton, and there's a lot of blood.
There is a lot of blood.
Yeah, so it's pretty much like a cat and mouse chase.
Yeah, it's Tom and Jerry if it was brutal. Well, actually, Tom and Jerry's pretty brutal. If it was rated R.
Yeah, rated R, and Tom shoots air, has like an air compressor gun that he shoots at people and puts blood.
He shoots at Jerry.
He shoots at Jerry and he has a giant chemical hole.
Jerry would downright explode if that shit hit him. Like, he would just fucking.
You know how in Tom and Jerry, like Jerry would like hold out a frying pan and like Tom will smash into it and he'll be like frying pan shaped. Okay,
that's gonna.
Tom would shoot Jerry with the air compressor and he'd have like a giant hole in his belly. And he'd look down at it and be like,
What a great start to the fucking discussion, mate.
Oh, there's a movie that does that. Like a live action movie where someone's got a big hole in them. Oh, that's like a horror movie or something, I don't know.
What did you thought about No Country for Old Men, Mac?
I loved it. You know, one night, like a month or so ago, I was playing blackjack with my family.
Good start.
And like my brother made some kind of reference to No Country for Old Men, and my dad was like, "Oh yeah, I love that movie." And Logan was like, my brother, he was like, "I've seen it like 4 times. I just watched it again the other day." And I was like, "I haven't seen it."
He's like, so "Shut the fuck up, get on the couch."
Then they were both like, yeah, they were both like, "Okay, when we get done playing blackjack, we're watching." And it was like
that is the most man thing like anyone can ever do. But like,
so
in the best way.
He saw it again for like the 5th time, and my dad saw it for like who knows how many, like for who knows how many times.
He's a dad. He's probably seen it at least like 12 times.
Yeah, cause like if a movie comes on and he's seen it and he likes it, he'll just watch it again. Like,
hell yeah,
do you know?
Based.
This guy has seen, what is it called? Tom Hanks and the guy in prison.
The Green Mile?
Yeah, he's seen The Green Mile like 1 million times. If it's on,
that movie's 3 hours long. Holy shit! Your
dad.
He's
not like paying attention to half of it. He's seen it 1 million times.
Oh, fair. I haven't watched that movie.
I haven't actually fully watched it. It's just been on a lot of times when I'm in the house.
This movie was very, very interesting to watch. This is like one of the big films I've been meaning to watch for like a while now, because like, you know, everybody calls it a masterpiece. It was like the movie of 2007. Like, you could not escape this movie when it came out. It was like the movie It won all the big boy awards, like Best Picture, Best Director, Best Original Screenplay. It also got Best Supporting Actor for Javier Bardem, which I will talk about later. Um,
Oh, he did
but
such a good job. And
yeah,
I've
he
heard
was
he's a
great.
really nice guy. I've heard he's like the sweetest guy.
Yeah, yeah, it's like a very huge contrast because it's like his most
And his
famous
character is like
performance.
the most evil person to ever exist, besides like
Yeah,
Hitler.
yeah, we'll get into that a bit later. But the one thing
But I
I
think
really liked that I really want to talk about first was
mhm,
how quiet this movie is.
it
Like,
is really quiet.
like that was the one thing that I just like the main aspect that I knew. Like when I heard it, I was like, "Damn, this is gonna be a movie. Like this is gonna be a movie I'm gonna remember." And I love how like just like like even as like the violence grows, the music doesn't. Like there's no like score. Like it is just like constantly like you would expect like a music cue for a lot of this. Like that's what most directors would do, and like some directors do it well. But Joel and Ethan Cohen, we're talking about these guys again. We previously talked about them for Barton Fink, but they don't give you like any cues. You just have to like sit there and like go like, oh shit. Like there's a lot of like really fucking shocking moments. I mean, hell, during like the first like 3 minutes, we watched like a scene where a cop gets strangled to death by like handcuffs, and it's just
Yeah.
there's no music or
There's
cues.
yeah, there's like barely any music in the whole movie. It's like
It's
they
really
really want
interesting.
you to. This one is tense in a different way than
Yeah,
yeah.
there's one scene in particular I really love, but it's spoiler, so I'm gonna get into that later. That really gets into like the silence of the movie, but like yeah, and like the way that like scene is also like shot too. Oh my god, my voice just fucking died there for a second. Um, um, like the way it just mainly focuses on Anton and not like the cop that's getting strangled to death. That's just like
Yeah.
so fucking interesting to me. And like the movie, like the way carnage and like death is shown in this movie, it's like really intense without like doing a whole lot. Like like obviously like music is really important to film and a lot of directors have used it well. But movies like this prove that sometimes the quiet is better. Like you don't always need music.
Yeah, I think that if you gave like some tense cueing soundtrack to this movie, that it wouldn't
It wouldn't feel the
be
same.
as like highly regarded.
And I'm thinking because I watched a decent bit of the Coen Brothers like catalog, and even in their film where they use music the most, which is The Man Who Wasn't There, a very like small film of theirs. Even when they're using music, like they use it in a way where it's like complementing the film more rather than like forcing emotion from the film. And there's still some
Yeah.
like very violent scenes where like there's no like music at all. You're just forced to like sink into the atmosphere, which The Man Who Wasn't There does that really well. That film is like really beautiful looking. But yeah, the Coen Brothers just specialize in like making the most like silent scenes the most like graphic or the most like intense. And I do see
Yeah.
why like people
It's more
it shines the
realistic that
most.
way.
Yeah, I
Absolutely.
do. I see why it shines the best here. Like this is like why this is regarded as like their best movie, because of that. I also got to mention because I mentioned this about like nearly every movie we talk about these days. Roger Deakins, my God, you did it again, you motherfucker! You shot a really good movie. I mean, Roger Deakins is like one of the best like cinematographers we have right now.
For good
Like,
reason.
yeah, like I don't know why it took them until like 2018 to give him his first Oscar. Like, come on. But that's disregarding the point. Roger Deakins really makes like this movie really beautiful. It's in like it's sometimes in the most like simple ways, like very like just a couple of color choices, kind of like La La Land, like how that film also had like very like simple color choices, but it, like popped out
Yeah.
more.
And it's not really set in a beautiful location either, so it's like to make it look this good is kind of
Yeah, there's a lot of shots that really stick to my mind,
it's
like
like in the desert.
yeah,
Everything about this is like miserable.
yeah. This is a very miserable movie. If you want to feel happy, do not watch this movie. But
Side
Roger
note,
D.
my mom sent me this really spooky picture of the fog in the backyard.
That's awesome.
Does it look like the Rihanna? Like she's in the mist right now.
I was gonna say you're in the mist.
Oh, I'm not. I'm not there.
Oh damn! Rest in peace to your mom.
Yep.
But it's funny too, like Roger Deakins in particular, because for the 2008 Oscars, he was nominated for 2 films, for No Country for Old Men and this one film called The Assassination Attempt of Jesse James. That's not the full title; it's a really long title. But despite getting 2 nominations for the same category, he ended up losing, which I find really funny. There'll Be Blood won Best Cinematography, which I haven't seen yet, so I can't confirm or deny if that deserved it more than No Country for Old Men or The Assassination Attempt of Jesse James, which I haven't seen Jesse James either.
I haven't seen anything.
But like the cinematography in No Country for Old Men in particular, it's really beautiful. It really like the atmosphere of this film really like gets conveyed well with Roger Deakins like contributions, and it's
Yeah.
kind of like nothing new to say. Like if you've seen a Roger Deakins movie, like the movie he shot, you know why he's good at the movie, like shooting movies, good at the movies. God, I can't fucking
You're like
speak.
this guy keeps his job for a reason.
Like, bro gets hired a lot and for good reason. I have yet to see like a Roger Deakins movie where like his talents are wasted, but I feel like I'm gonna say that and regret it because I'm gonna find a movie exactly like
You're gonna find one and be like, this guy sucks. We should kill him.
that. He's already like really fucking old. I feel like killing him would just be like really like not
Out of
nice.
spite, I don't know.
Out of spite, Jesus. But hey, why don't we talk about get back to one thing we talked about earlier, Javier Bardem and his performance of
Yes.
yeah he went in
He plays such an unsettling guy.
yeah
And he does it way too well. But I've heard that he's actually like a really, really sweet person.
yeah it's like a huge contrast because he's like such a big muscular dude and he's like
Yeah, he's
the
huge.
nicest guy, dude. Like he's a big
And
fucking guy.
he smiles a lot in the movie, but
And
like in
it's
the
so
context
unsettling.
of the context of his character, it's really unsettling.
I'm thinking about that scene,
Oh, he's-
like the
he's
the
5'11".
pullover scene at the beginning.
Yeah,
Like, that
yeah.
scene
If you
was-
just like go to like No Country for Old Men, and you go to like images, half of them are just him smiling.
him smiling. Like you never thought like a guy smiling would be so unsettling,
Or
but
him
Javier Bardem
looking
does
really
like
angry.
fucking. He is so like everyone else does a pretty good job. Josh Brolin does a pretty great job. Tommy Lee
Josh
Jones,
Brolin did a really good.
yeah, Tommy Lee Jones. He kind of just does more of the same what he usually does in his movie, like with his performances. But that
Yeah.
performance is usually good, so it's
He
not
was
hard.
my
So it's
favorite character, I think.
he was a good character, and Woody Harrelson, yeah, he's pretty great
I
too.
was like, that threw me off guard. I was like, Woody Harrelson's here?
Oh, what?
It's like I forgot he was like a real actor for a second.
I forgot he existed.
Forgot he made like movies and not just like silly ones.
But
I mean like serious movies instead of just like silly ones. You know?
yeah, I get what you're saying. I speaking going back to like There'll Be Blood. I read a fun fact how like there was a scene they were shooting that was like right next to production of There'll Be Blood, and Paul Thomas Anderson was experimenting with like this thing to like because like the whole movie's about There'll Be Blood is all about oil. So like he was experimenting with something with like oil, and that caused like a black cloud to appear. So like there was a whole day wasted shooting of No Country for Old Man because that cloud was just ruining the hot shot.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. I drank your milkshake. I haven't seen There Will Be Blood, but that's like the only thing I know about it.
I haven't seen it either, but I've heard that it's very, very good. I think that I'm looking at the pictures of him smelling, and I think I know what it is. It's like he's smelling, but not with his eyes. I think that's it.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. And Javier Bardem, he just keeps going. He keeps cooking in like every single
He
scene.
just hands it up. We're like, okay.
Yeah, and like I think it's the fact that like I think it's also helps that like Anton is such like a very interesting character to follow because he is downright ruthless. You can't talk to the man.
Yeah.
Even people who help him end up getting murdered. Like
Yeah. He's like a sociopath or something.
yeah, I remember reading about this one fun fact where like a bunch of like what was that again? Like there's a like hold the phone.
Like psychiatrists or something?
Yeah, they watched like 400 films with like psychopathic characters, and like they concluded that Javier Bardem was like the most accurate depiction of a sociopath or a psychopath, not a sociopath. Like, and like he, like everyone else does a pretty good job acting, but Javier Bardem makes this movie he makes even like the smallest scenes just fucking terrifying. Like you really feel like he is so good. Like just his presence makes you uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like when
yeah, like you're watching the movie and it's like, okay, if I was in this situation, I think I would just give it back or maybe kill myself.
I would just throw the money and then kill myself.
Like just give him the money. He's gonna kill you either way. If you give the money back, he's still gonna kill you. So like, just kill yourself.
I remember watching a video of like Javier Bardem's like acceptance speech at the Oscars, and he was like, "Thank you for the Coen Brothers for giving me a very bad haircut," or something like that.
Oh, that's so bad. Like, everything I've seen from the movie before watching it, I'm like, how do people take it seriously? He's got this stupid haircut. And then I watched it and I was like, oh, he's definitely scary with the haircut.
Yeah. Yeah,
also,
you can
the poster is like unsettling because it's like I have no mouth, but I'm a scream type.
Yeah, the poster is fucking awesome for this movie. Like easily one of the best posters I've seen. It's scary, but it conveys everything. Like it tells you everything about the movie without.
Yeah, but
you don't even need to read the plot
synopsis.
synopsis.
Like some kind of victim or something. I don't know. No mouth on him. He's not a victim at all.
And it also helps too that the Coen Brothers decided to not just make him one note and just scary. There's also moments where he's fucking hilarious to watch.
He is really funny sometimes.
Like that scene where he's like at like where he's talking to that lady who owns like trailer park and that interaction. That scene is so funny.
A scene that everybody who's talked about this movie talks about. The gas station scene.
It is an iconic scene.
Where you flip a coin. It's it would be funny if you didn't know what he would do.
Yeah, out of context, it's kind of funny.
Out of context, I'm like, this is really silly. But with the context, I'm like, okay, he got really lucky.
Yeah, and I think this like Joel and Ethan Coen, they make talking scenes very fucking engaging. Like
usually in a movie like this, you're like, okay, speed it up already, but
yeah, Mactor and Oppenheimer.
Oh, yeah.
The obligatory joke. It feels like we joke about how much you don't like that movie every episode.
I'm just saying Barbie was way better.
I mean,
but I will say that the America Ferrera speech is really awesome. But I did see this clip from King of the Hill, where Peggy gave this like a similar speech, and I was like, oh, Peggy 8. She did way better.
Fuck you, America Ferrera.
Sorry.
Dude, imagine looking at your child and you're like, you know what I want to call this child? America.
Yeah. I went to school with I knew two people from my school named Asia, but
Damn,
one of them was
that
spelled really weird,
that's fucking crazy.
like AY something something.
Was there a particular like interaction or like talking scene that you were just like, holy shit, oh my
Listen,
god?
was there a particular interaction with any Asians?
No, 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 no.
Oh, okay.
I'm just trying to get back to the movie, dog.
Yeah. A particular. Ooh. There's one that would be a spoiler, but I will touch on it. Where Anton is talking to Carla Jean,
Oh yeah,
the
yeah, I know
Levin's
what you're talking
wife.
about. That scene is
That
fucking
scene
awesome.
was
I'll get into that
actually,
later with the spoilers, but that is
was
just fucking
actually,
awesome. But
I was so tense during that scene.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
oh, this isn't
Like
any scene where it's just Tommy Lee Jones and he's just like looking at the camera and he's talking, or he's looking past the camera and he's just talking.
yeah,
And he
there
looks
are a
so
lot
good
of monologues
inside.
in this
I like,
movie.
yeah, his monologues are really good.
Yeah. That's probably why he was casted for this movie. They were just like, damn, you can do monologues really well, you're hired.
He's really good at that. One scene that I thought was really funny. Well, I'll say that for spoilers, I guess.
Alright. Well, I also a few other things I want to mention, like spoiler free wise. One thing, the editing was fucking awesome in this movie.
Oh yeah.
Really, really, really interesting. Like really fun cuts and like hell, going back to that Stringle scene, like the way that is edited too. Like fuck me. It was
I
actually
really
fun
like
to.
the scene. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. You were gonna mention something.
Um, any of the scenes where Anton is shooting through door locks with his air gun.
Oh yeah, the way they're edited is so
they're
great.
just they're edited so cool.
Yeah,
And
and
it keeps the tension. Like that could be goofy if it was edited a little different. Because he's shooting off a door lock. Like
it was fun to learn that Joel and Ethan Coen were both the editors for this movie. It's always interesting to me when like the director is also the editor for the movie.
yeah, but that makes a lot of sense. Because like
Yeah,
they know exactly what they want. Like
yeah,
some
yeah.
YouTubers don't hire an editor because they're worried that they wouldn't do something exactly how they have it planned in their head, and I get that.
Hell. I mean, Sean Baker literally just won an Oscar for editing. He's also the director and writer of that film. Dude,
Like,
Sean Baker fucking
your
took
movie's
all
kinda
the
like your
Oscars.
movie. Yeah.
He took everything home.
He
He was
won
like
the
this.
most Oscars for one movie.
Yeah.
And an Oscar in a.
Does that be? Yeah, because I think like this was like previously the record because Joel and Ethan Coen won like 3 Oscars for this movie in particular because they produced,
Yeah, on
directed
the
and wrote it.
on the DVD that I see on Amazon right here, it says 4 Academy Award wins on the case.
Yeah. Also, I gotta say one thing. This movie will make you feel like a big boy with your brain. You will feel fucking smarter for watching this movie.
Yeah, watch this if you want to increase your IQ by like 10 points. I don't know.
Yeah. Just like the decisions everyone makes in this movie, it's like, okay, that makes perfect sense. Like that, it's not really that much of a spoiler. Like this, the hotel scene where like, Josh Brolin, he like pushes that like suitcase all the way to the end of the vent. Like, dude, how the fuck? Like, my dumb ass would have just like, how the fuck do you even think about that? Like, holy shit.
Yeah, or another scene with the suitcase, but it would be a spoiler. I'll save it for later.
There's too many
But you
spoilers
probably
in this
know.
movie.
Yeah. Well, with a movie that's like I feel like thrillers do have a lot of things where it's like this needs to be watched, you know, in order
Yeah.
to
Yeah, I get that.
get it. I don't know. That was really stupid, but it's
And like the final thing I would mention for like at least in my notes for like spoiler free wise, I just found like this movie is so good at writing, even like small characters and like small details. just so much fun to watch and so memorable. I mean, like literally, like a group of like teenagers walking by is able to have a very memorable scene.
Yeah.
Like when Borland crosses the border. That's
Yeah,
so out of
okay, so I
context,
was
but
gonna mention that. I wasn't sure if that was something I should say for spoilers. I didn't realize until I was looking at the cast, and then I went back and like found a YouTube clip of the scene. The kid that takes his shirt off and gives it to him is Josh Blaylock. That's the guy who plays Brian D in Video Game High School. What?
damn.
I was like, I was like, no way. This has to be like a Google, like a little Google false
The Google
information
AI
thing. 'Cause
messing up.
no, not the Google AI, but like sometimes movies will have like a wrong person in the cast. I was like, this has got to be that. And then I'm like, wait a minute, this movie came out in 2007. It could be for real, and it is.
Could be
It's
Pharrell.
crazy.
Excuse me, I was taking a drink of my water. But yeah, in terms of like spoiler-free stuff, I kind of like said a lot of what I wanted to say. Is there anything you particularly like to touch on, Meg?
Um, I like how a lot of most of the movie takes place like during broad daylight,
Oh
but
yeah,
it still feels like scary, you know?
yeah, I get what you're saying.
Like this isn't something that should be happening in broad daylight.
I mean, hell, like some of the scenes, like the sequence of events, they take place in like just like in this time lapse of a couple hours. Like that's just like
Yeah.
damn.
Or like at a hotel in the middle of a town. Like a really busy town.
Dude,
like,
the
okay.
hotel scene is so fucking good. Holy shit. That's a
Yeah.
spoiler, but the hotel scene is so fucking good.
There's multiple hotels and multiple hotel scenes.
But I'm talking about the hotel scene. You know what I'm talking about. Anyone who's watched this movie knows what I'm talking about. There is a lot of hotels, but I'm talking about the hotel scene. Where the editing just flexes his muscles like mwah, mwah. I actually kiss my arms for that.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Anything else you'd like to mention?
I think you've touched on most of it.
Alright.
Spoiler free.
Yeah.
Great performances from every single person in the movie.
But especially Javier Bardem.
Yeah, and especially Boy on Bike 1, Josh Blaylock.
That's so
crazy.
neat. Imagine you're telling people ask like your favorite performances from No Country for Old Men. You mentioned just like those two and only.
No, it's just crazy. It's just crazy that that's him. Cause that's Brian D. Shout out, Video Game High School. Any Video Game High School fans in the chat?
In the chat, like this is
let me
live.
know. I'm like texting my brother and telling him this as we speak.
He's gonna do a backflip like, no way!
Yeah, maybe he told me that while we were watching it, I forgot. But
You forgot.
yeah, he's gonna be like, I told you that. I'm like, oh, sorry.
Alright, so I'm good to get into the spoiler section.
Yeah.
Alright. Hi people, hi again. Can you please say hi this time? I just want someone to say hello.
Please say
Please
hi.
say someone hello. God fucking okay. Fine. Okay. You don't have to say hello. Yep. I got a stroke there. We're gonna get into spoilers for No Country for Old Men. Now, despite this film being talked about everywhere, there is a chance you might have not seen this movie because it's still pretty new. It's gonna be like 20 years old in like 2 years. Fucking out.
Yeah, wow.
But
To be fair, neither of us has seen it until recently.
2025.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you don't want to get spoiled, skip this timeline right now. Besides that, 3, 2, 1, boom, spoilers.
Spoilers. See, what did I feel like I'm losing some of the spoiler moments I had.
I'm losing my sleep.
I've been losing sleep with the time change, I'll say that.
brother.
It's so hard to get up when it's dark outside.
That is true.
So I've also been staying in bed till long. That's not really a bedtime movie.
I would assume not.
Well,
Fuck.
it's nighttime in the movie sometimes.
You can say that about any movie, though. Well, not any movie, but some of them.
Oh, now I can talk about the scene with Carla Jean and Anton. That was crazy.
Oh, yeah. Really,
like-
really good scene.
Yeah, they both know that he's gonna kill her.
I love the lighting when she enters the room first. How he's like very succumbed to the shadows,
Yeah.
and I love how it ends with like him just leaving the house. So like even though like there's like most likely he killed her because he's a really ruthless guy, but like
Yeah,
I
he
love
doesn't
how-
care about
I love how it's left a tiny bit up to interpretation. Like we don't fully see it. Like it's most likely that he killed her, but I like how it's kind of like a bit open. I think like the
Oh, I remember.
You
something,
remember?
Yeah. Something I thought was really funny, but I thought that I would save it for the spoiler. And then you mentioned the border crossing scene already, so then I was like, okay. I'll also save mine for the spoiler thing, I guess.
that's fine.
When he crosses the border into Mexico, he's all bloody. And the border patrol, like, doesn't care. They're like, yeah, he can come in. But when he goes in, the border patrol guy's like, oh, I don't know if you're allowed back in here. And then he mentions his time in the military, and then he's like, alright, come on in.
You come on in. That's like the
Yeah.
perfect like way to describe just like Bush era policy.
Yeah, the push hair, like, alright, well, if you serve
But-
Vietnam, then I guess I can let you in.
You killed a couple of Vietnam people. It's okay. Now I can get into one thing. The final act of this movie is very unorthodox. Like, I like during like the first and second act, I was like, okay, I'm fucking with it, and then like just like slapped me in the face so repeatedly with like how many like twists and turns the story takes. I'm just like, fuck, what the? Okay, he's dead. But wait, hold on, what?
Like, okay, so everybody's just gone, okay.
Everyone just fucking dies.
Oh, the hotel scene I was thinking of with the suitcase. When he finds, when Llewellyn finds out that there's a tracker in the money,
Oh yeah.
and he's like, oh, that's how he's finding me every time. There's a tracker.
Speaking of that scene, that's the scene with the sound, like the quiet sound that really works for me. Like like you could see his like shadows underneath the door.
That scene was so tense. I was like, this is it for him.
Dude, the fact he turned off the fucking lights to like give him like a false sense of like, oh okay, he left, and then he shut down the door. That is fucking like, that's fucking evil. That's so smart too. Like if as a serial killer, but like,
And like the old wooden floors, you can hear the steps. And it's like heavy boots.
yeah. Do you think he like deliberately chose heavy boots just so you could feel his presence?
I think they're efficient for getting work done. Oh, there's multiple scenes. There's like a few scenes where he takes his boots off and his feet are just a mess.
Yeah, the makeup work is really good in that
Bloody
scene.
mess. But he's so
Chill.
nonchalant about it.
It's like, that's an
It's
average
like, oh, this
Tuesday.
hurts, but oh well.
Ow!
Oh, when he gets shot in the leg, Llewellyn shoots him in the leg at some point in his thigh. The whole scene where he doctors himself up and he like pulls the bullet out. It's, that's tense
Yeah.
for a different reason. That's tense because it's a little gross.
Yeah, it's a pretty gross scene. I also love that scene where he deliberately blows up a car so he can like shoplift the pharmacy.
He's He's like, how do I go about this?
Like the fact he was so chill about it, like after like the car blew up, like he didn't even like make an attempt to like run or anything. He just walked over.
Yeah, he's just like, oh.
Like imagine that's your car and like you just walk out like motherfucker.
Yeah.
But going back to the final act, like it starts when Llewellyn.
Llewellyn.
Yeah,
It's a weird name. I thought that they were saying Lou Ellen, and I was like, this guy's middle name is Ellen?
But
I looked it up.
yeah,
Llewellyn.
when he gets killed, that's when it started going like, wait, what? Huh? And it's just like,
wait, that's it. He's actually dead.
like, holy shit, like fuck. And it's because of like Carla's mom being a fucking idiot.
Yeah. Which, like, I kind of get it. She's married to this guy who's just like not the best guy for your daughter to be married to. But like,
yeah, I get that. And like the amount of like twists and turns like the story takes after that is just like so. It's like so fucking like it's kind of overwhelming, honestly. Like since this is my first watch of the movie, like I'm like going in as a newcomer. Like I don't really watch trailers that much when watching movies because if I watch them too much, I'm like too hooked to the movie and I end up watching more clips and I get spoiled and
Yeah.
But
like I'd seen part of Wendigoon's video about the movie and the book because it's like his favorite like book and movie of all time or something. And I've seen the clip, the heads or tails coin flip clip because everybody's seen it. That's really all I had for the movie.
Pick it up.
And I don't really remember his video about it. And I didn't finish it. So.
But yeah, after he dies, like the amount of like twists and turns the story takes, it's like fucking like, okay, so Tommy Lee Jones now has like retires, and then like Carla's mom dies out of nowhere, and then like Anton kills Carla, and then like he gets hit by a fucking car and just walks away.
I forget that he gets hit by a car.
That fucking car crash scene is like so crazy. It's really well shot too. Like, and honestly, that and another thing, like, is kind of like my only like real flaw with the movie. Not like it's a big fucking flaw, but it's enough for me to be like, I don't know. By the end of the movie, the amount of times that this movie gets into a monologue, particularly from Tommy Lee Jones, because he gets to do so many monologues in this movie, it got a little tiring after a while. I'm gonna be honest.
It did. Yeah.
Like after a while, I was just like, okay, like I love the talking scenes, but now you're just like kind of like testing me. Like it's just like, and I'll be honest, like I watched the ending 2 times just because like the first time I wasn't paying that much attention because I was just like, oh my god, these fucking talking scenes. And then like the credits started, and then the credits started, and I was like, oh fuck, wait, that's it? Oh fuck.
That and it starts with the monologue.
Yeah.
From Tommy Lee Jones, and I'm pretty sure that my brother and my dad were like saying it with him.
That again, the most man thing.
Or at least my brother was. They just like had it memorized.
From what I've heard of your brother, it sounds like something he would do.
Yeah, he's just one of those guys that just like memorizes stuff.
It's called studying, Mac.
Yeah, I can't do that. I don't need to anymore. I graduated.
Based.
I didn't do much of it in school.
But yeah, that's like my only real thing that like fully stopped it for me joining the crowd calling this a perfect movie. Just like it gets overwhelming after a bit while. I feel like it's like a Her situation where like that film was also kind of overwhelming. Yeah, because like the whole concept of what happens at like with all of it, which is why I like didn't give it a perfect 10 out of 10. I feel like because I'm actually like as I'm recording this, I'm gonna be rewatching Her next week for my film club, so we'll see if that changes my thoughts at anything. Who knows? It might be 10 out of 10.
We both have seen it twice.
Hey, let's go.
I will
Dude,
say,
I am so
that is
fucking excited
about Her isn't the like topic of it or anything. It's how many times. I don't even think that happens that often, but it's too much. How many times he's like having he's like jacking off with the phone, and Scarlett Johansson is like moaning like it's some
Dude.
great time. It's like you're not real. Stop.
Dude,
Like,
I am
it's
so
just
excited
so
to watch her because I think I'm
I
the
don't recommend that movie to people because of those scenes.
only.
Like they're
It's gonna
think
be.
I'm a freak.
I'm so excited to watch that movie with people because I think I'm the only person who's seen that movie. There's gonna be so many scenes where I'm like, oh, I'm so fucking ready to hear
We're
these
like
people's
rubbing
thoughts.
our hands together, like, oh, here it is.
It's like Old Boy.
Oh, whenever well, you've heard the clip actually. I was gonna say whenever I was on the Super podcast Patreon only call-in thing.
Yeah.
One of the guys on it, Mika, he asked me specifically about Old Boy from my letterbox. He was like, I see that you gave Old Boy like a 3.5.
He's judging you. He's judging you. Man, we're not talking about No Country for Old Men. Hold on, let's get back to that. It is interesting, like, one thing I wondered, like, not in a bad way, perhaps, but more just, like, genuinely curious, like, after the movie ends, like, what happens next? Like, where does the story go? Like, Anton is just kind of walking around still, and, like, Tommy Lee Jones can't really do a whole lot because he's just retired.
Yeah. I feel like it's gonna plague him for,
That he
like,
couldn't
the rest
capture
of his
him.
days.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I get that.
Anton's just gonna keep on
Doing it.
doing his fucking thing. He's gonna keep killing people.
Okay, let me just say right now, this whole movie wouldn't have happened if they did not just have, like, one scrawny guy watching Anton in the police station. Like, why was he the only one there? Small town, I guess.
Like, yeah. But still, shouldn't this guy be sent to, like, a maximum security prison or something?
Yeah, he was just chilling there. But like, there's just, like, so much, like, that I really wondered, like, in a really good way, like, what's gonna happen next? What does Anton do next? Now that, like, he's pretty much got everything he's wanted. Like, there's no real, like, motive he has anymore, rather than just, like, kill more people.
Yeah, that's the thing about this movie. It doesn't matter how much you root for the good guys, they don't win.
Yeah, this is not
really powerful. Is like, Anton wins in the end.
Yeah, it's really interesting because, like, the Coen brothers don't really do happy endings a whole lot. Like, from the few other films that I've seen,
they should make a romance movie because that's how those
go. Just a rom-com.
Yeah, maybe they should make Brokeback Mountain too.
Brokeback Mountain's not a happy movie.
That's what I'm saying. They don't do happy endings.
Not fair.
The movie is a sad ending.
The movie's
sad.
Have a
similar scene.
Backshots. No.
The part where Tommy Lee Jones goes to Llewellyn's like parents' house, right?
Yeah, I get.
He's like in his childhood bedroom, and there's a very similar scene in Brokeback Mountain.
Yeah, it's very different though. I will say that to the
very
audience.
different tones. Tommy Lee Jones doesn't like find his own jacket there and take it home with him.
That would be crazy though. Anything you'd like to mention, spoiler-wise, Mac?
Let's see. Oh, we didn't talk about the shootout scene very much. I only mentioned him getting shot in the leg. The shootout scene is like actually crazy.
Yeah, I also gotta mention the hotel scene, like the scene where like
yeah, we just talked. We like briefly mentioned it in the spoiler free, and then we didn't actually talk about it.
Yeah, the shootout scene is great. Not much else to add, to be honest. Dude, that fucking truck driver, I feel so bad. Like he's just chilling, and then just like boom, like 2 seconds, and his life is over.
Yeah. I was like so shocked. I shouldn't have been surprised at that point in the movie, but I was like, oh.
Like damn.
This is hanging out. He was doing his job.
Yeah, and the hotel scene with the wrong room. That scene is also like fuck, man, like that is where I think the editing is at its peak in the movie.
Yeah,
And
'cause
that's
it
not to
was
say
like
the
what,
editing
like
is
6 or
worse.
7 people in that room.
Yeah, like that scene was fucking like. There's so many scenes in this movie that is just like will make you fucking curl your toes or something. I don't know, dude.
Which, like, those people, they were like drug dealing or something, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. But
because
like,
there's like a drug
yes, it's
cartel
like
going
there's
on.
so many bad guys because there's like the overarching cartel thing throughout the whole movie. There's so many bad guys. But I mean, they don't deserve being mowed down by hands on.
I mean, I don't think
Very
most people
motivated.
deserve to be gunned down by Anton. Maybe
Yeah.
like Stalin or something. I don't know. The fucking Discord message from your mic, from your
Oh,
Discord. No, you're good. Let's see. Is there anything else that I forgot to mention? I mean, this is getting to the part of the recording where my brain is turning to slush, so
sorry. We're
I have
almost
it
there.
set. I mean, yeah, I know, but like anything you'd like to mention?
I really like the cinematography, specifically at the part where he's at that hotel during the daytime at the pool, where Wylan is, and there's like that lady at the pool talking to him. I really like that shot wise.
All right. I mean,
I don't
all the
know.
shots are really fucking good. In this
All the
movie.
shots are really good, but that one really sticks out to me when I think about the movie. I think about the scene at the pool. It's very bright.
It's very
but,
like colorful.
Terrible things are about to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a nice contrast. And ooh, my brain is doing complex things right now, and it's turning into a slushy.
It's almost 10:30 for you.
7-Eleven slush. Yeah, it's almost 10:30. Old man, I'm fucking younger than you, bitch.
Yeah, I know.
You go to bed, old woman. I couldn't say old man.
Are you still
That one-
19?
Hey, don't say that. You're gonna have to
Sorry.
bleep that out. You're gonna have to bleep that out, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Just a massive like censor bar. It's about to be like Robbie
you
his
still-
fucking Jeopardy video. It's about to be Robbie his Jeopardy video. I think we should get to the final thoughts. We're not even talking about the movie at this point.
Yeah,
All right.
we should wrap it up.
Yeah. All right.
It's
That
still
is
shorter
it.
than some of the other ones.
And it might be longer depending on how long the other stuff takes. So overall, No Country for Old Men. Honestly, really, really fucking good. It's like one of those movies you hear so much about, but even then, it'll still shock the hell out of you, especially if you go into it blind, which is the way I would recommend doing it. Go into any movie blind. Like, just read the plot synopsis, and that's it. Don't do anything else. And yeah, pretty much like all the filmmaking aspects are perfect. The cinematography, the editing, the writing, the directing, basically all of it's perfect. And like the movie's tense. It's very interesting. Like pretty much all you can really make for this movie, like the way you can show it off, is done perfectly for it. It's just that like I find some of the stuff in the later half of the film a bit like hard to sit through, especially for all the monologues for a first time watch. Maybe when I watch this for a second time and I know when it's coming, I'll like it more. But for now, that's like the only thing holding this back for me. What about you, Mac?
I thought that it was like a near perfect movie, maybe a little too heavy on the monologues. But besides that, I like pretty much everything about it. It's pretty bloody, so there are some moments where it's like, okay, I'm gonna look away for that. But
Yeah.
well, the blood, not really, but like him pulling a bullet out of his leg, yeah.
There are some fairly gory scenes, like that scene where he
There's
like
some
kills
really
that,
good scenes.
like that scene where he kills the sea. Oh wait, you're gonna have to believe that too, actually. You know what? Just
Wait,
play
I
this
believe
whole up.
what?
I was gonna mention a death scene, but that would have been a
Oh.
spoiler.
Okay.
Let's just make this whole episode just like a censor bar. Nah, but go ahead. Were you gonna say something?
I don't think so. If I was, I don't remember.
Alright. I'm giving this movie a really high 9 out of 10. Could be a 10 on a rewatch, but for now I'm going with 9.
I'm gonna go for a 9.5 out of 10.
9.5 out of 10. Ooh.
Yeah, slightly better
Epic.
than yours.
Now, okay. I don't really do decimals in my rating, so.
I do it like for like half a reason. Sorry.
No, that's fine. I don't really
I
care.
need to finish our website that I was making.
Oh yeah, you were gonna do
Yeah.
that. Well,
But I
we
code
got
all day at work, so it's like,
well, we got the movies out the way. We got the film discussions out the way. Now let's get into the Q&A. I was clicking my pen. I was trying to make it a rhythm.
yeah, I can hear it. It's really annoying for the listeners.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. It's really annoying for me.
I won't do it again. I promise. It was just for a silly little joke.
It's just a joke, a little gag.
Well, let's get into the Q&A. You got a question, Mac? You got a question?
Since we did 2 thrillers, are there any movies that aren't horror or thriller, but they did like scare you or like have like a really tense vibe to them for you, I guess?
I mean, honestly, just any Bong Joon-ho movie, if I had to be honest.
Those are thrillers.
Well, some of them.
Well, some of them.
Let's see. A thriller? A
I don't
movie
know
that's
what
not...
Barking Dogs Don't Bite is.
That movie is just an enigma. Like, I don't even
But
know what that is.
I did feel very tense.
It is a very, yeah.
So yeah, non-thrillers and non-horrors that give you that same feeling.
I'm looking.
For
Do you have
me
an answer?
personally, these were like whenever I was younger. I had some movies that scared me that shouldn't have. Let's see. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. That
Understandable.
scene where what's her name, Violet, she turned into a blueberry. That scene scared me as a kid. I was like 7 or so, and I left the room and I didn't finish it. And I think this applies to most people. The live-action Cat in the Hat scared me bad as a kid.
Oh yeah, the live action one. Yeah.
I
Alright.
thought Michael Myers should be.
It's Mike Myers.
Well, it's short for Michael.
Yeah, but if you say Michael Myers, people are gonna think you're talking about the Halloween guy.
Well, that's how he fell in the movie.
You know what? Fair.
They might as
fair.
well have cast like Michael Myers, the fictional guy, as.
The fictional guy. I think I got an answer. I think I got one.
Okay.
I'm going with the film called One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, released in 1975.
Okay.
The film is a drama, but there's a lot of scenes that are really like kind of terrifying, mainly because it's like a film that like really exposes about how like mistreated, like at least when this film was released, like how mistreated a lot of like mentally like ill people were like mistreated at like the hospital, and like how intense that shit was. And that movie has a lot of scenes where it's just like, damn, that is fucking like terrifying, or like so like it feels like so real. Like there's particularly one scene at the near end that's just like, fuck, oh my god, like I can't I like the only thing I could say is like I felt my neck during that scene. Like I felt my neck. People who've seen it know what I'm talking about, but all right.
I
Fuck.
haven't seen it, but I trust you.
Yeah, that's a bad thing. Don't trust me. I've actually been lying about everything I've said. Okay, let me try to.
What's your question?
Yeah, I'm trying to think one. Let's see. I'll go with a random one. Well, not a random one, like one I just kind of thought of like right off the bat. Is there a movie where a supporting role performance is way better to you than the leading role performance?
Oh, definitely. Shoot.
I know it's like a very like basic question, but like it was the one that immediately came to mind.
That's really hard. Um,
I'm also looking through my list, just trying to pick one answer.
Probably Amelia Perez, but I haven't watched it. Since Sarah didn't get the Oscar.
She does give a better performance than Carla Sofia, so.
Even better. Dang. I don't know if I just have like a straight up answer.
Yeah, brain damage.
Probably.
I can't think.
So
We'll get through my list as well.
I haven't done any sign
Blood's thinking. Blood's thinking. Okay, I'm just gonna go with a very like one. I just looked through my list and like just. I'm gonna go with like one random one. It's a film we talked about in this podcast actually. Memento. Joe Pantoliano and Carrie Annie Moss. They're both like supporting roles, at least in my eyes. But I like their performances more than Guy Pearce, and that's not a diss towards Guy Pearce. I do like his performance in the film, but like I think like Carrie and Joe are like really fucking good in that movie. Like they're like working next level with their performances. So there's my answer. Whew. Sweat up on for it.
I really don't know.
You gotta think, Mac. You gotta think with that big head of yours, that big ass head.
Would you count Possession?
Sure, Possession,
the
yeah.
wife's performance was like way like it was like crazy good.
No, I consider that more of a leading role.
Okay. Then
I honestly thought you were gonna talk about like the kid. Honestly, I don't know why.
Did do a great job. I'll say it for the kid.
You prefer his performance over like Sam Neill's or something?
Yeah, I think so.
Understandable. All right, there we go. Whew. Oh fuck, my throat.
Okay, our movie picks.
It's time for the movie picks. Yeah, let's get this shit wrapped up. You got your next film pick in mind?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you do? All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Perfect Days.
Oh, that movie. Yeah, I actually watched that for like the 2024 Oscars. Yeah, the one about like the guy who like cleans toilets.
Cleans toilets, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah,
What made you pick that? I'm curious.
Slice of life.
Oh.
Yeah. Like a YouTuber I watch, he like talks about it all the time.
Understandable. All right, that'll be an interesting pick. That'll be interesting to talk about. It's gonna be interesting to rewatch. I have seen that before. Man, my pick is gonna be a huge contrast. I decided, hey, we haven't had like a movie that's just like downright silly in a while. Like not like, oh, it's a drama, but it has like a lot of silly aspects to it. I mean like a fucking goofy ass movie,
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with a movie we've talked about it before, like not on this podcast, but like talk about it separately. I'm going with But I'm a Cheerleader.
Oh, okay.
Figured, why not? It looks like a really funny movie, and I feel like it'd be a really great time to watch. And yeah, figured it was between that. Ironically, my other idea was like another film from the same director. Like that was gonna be my other pick. So that would have been really interesting if I picked that instead. But I'll save it for next time. So yeah, Perfect Days and But I'm a Cheerleader. Gonna be a really funny discussion.
It's gonna be really interesting.
All right, well, why don't we say goodbye to our audience?
Goodbye, audience.
It's a really bad way to say goodbye.
Oh,
Goodbye! But for real. Thank you for watching today's episode. This was pretty fun to talk about these movies. Been meaning to see No Country for Old Men, so glad I got that out of the way. And Medusa Deluxe. Yeah. Sorry, my throat was killing me there. I think I'll leave it at that. So yeah, thank you for watching. Why don't you say thank you as well, Mac, or anything else?
Thank you for watching.
Yeah. Thank you for watching, huh?
Yeah.
Bye. Bye.